Please describe your job title and primary duties.
I held multiple job titles, but my biggest one is probably stock boy, or just kind of stock in general. The duties kind of included, reshelving items, kind of unloading freight, reloading ship from store. So we would have employees that would package up items, and then part of our stock duty would be like loading up the trucks to send them out. Just other things like that, moving inventory in and out of the back rooms.
What was the work environment like?
For the most part, I was kind of behind the scenes, so not really much going on outside of the store other than just reshelving it. But so in the back stock rooms, it's kind of like dim and like I don't know, quiet. So if you're kind of a peaceful person, it's honestly not a bad thing because you're doing your job and it's not too stressful.
Please describe the application and interview process.
So you have to apply online, and then you call, or they call you, one of the two, whichever one you're searching for. It's typically better to call them because they get so many applications in a day. So they try to weed out and see who calls them because then it shows initiative, and that's what they like to see. So when I went in for my interview after my application process, I originally interviewed for cashier, and then stock kind of just came up, and the manager of stock is actually manager of the footwear department too, because that's where most of the back rooms are. So I had to do an interview with him and then an interview with the store manager as well, and be approved by both before I could get the position.
What questions did the interviewer ask during the job interview?
Just kind of like, since it is Dick's Sporting Goods, their questions were kind of different. Like they look for people who are athletes, so everyone's kind of like a certified professional. So like you have knowledge of everything in the background. So they ask you, do you have any leadership roles on any like high school sports? Did you participate in any sports? Provide an example of a time when you and a teammate had an argument and how you worked past it. Just simple things like that. So it's kind of stuff that could transfer over into like a job interview, like questions that could be easily transferable or reworded to sound more professional, but they like to make it seem more driven towards the sports side.
How were you notified that you received the job?
I was notified actually the day of my my interview with the store manager. So after sitting down and talking with the stock manager, we rescheduled an interview for the next week, same day next week. And I don't know if that's how it goes for all of it, but that's just how my store did it. So when I went down and I sat in and I talked to the store manager, he actually hired me on the spot, and he told me like I would start my training on Saturday unofficially, and I would go in to watch a video, and I had to do like all of my video training before I could actually go on to start working.
What other advice would you give to a job seeker looking to gain employment?
I don't know. Dick's is kind of like a laid back store from my experience. I working in Toledo, there's 3 different stores here. So I would go and I would help out with other stores, and no matter what store I went to, it was kind of just like a laid back experience. And so I would say just go in and be positive and kind of have a good attitude and good personality, because that's what they look for at Dick's. Is they want people who are gonna be happy while they're working, not people who are downers. So just kind of just be positive and happy.